Alright, so we're solving multi-step linear inequalities. It's going to be just the same as we did yesterday. Everything's the same except for when I multiply or divide by a negative number. So in this first example, the first thing that I'm going to do is distribute the negative 2. So you get negative x plus 6 is greater than negative 2x minus 4, or plus negative 4 if you want. Then move your x's over to the same side, so I'm going to add an x, add an x. So you get 6 is greater than negative 1x minus 4. Then I'm going to add a 4 to both sides to get my x isolated. So you have 10 is greater than negative 1x. Then to get the x all the way by itself, divide both sides by negative 1. So you get negative 10. Since I divided by a negative number, I have to flip my sign, so it's less than x. When I'm solving the second one, I'm going to get my x on the same side again, so minus 7x to move it to the other side. So I get negative 1x plus 7 is greater than or equal to negative 9. Then subtract a 7, subtract a 7. So negative 1x is greater than or equal to negative 16, and then divide both sides by negative 1. Since I divided both sides by negative 1, I want to flip my sign so it's less than or equal to 16. So what I want to do is graph these. I'm going to graph it up here. So you've got negative 10 and 16, and just as a reference point I'm going to put a 0 there. So negative 10 is less than x, means an open circle. And then I'm going to move this guy to the right. I want to move it to the right because my x is on the right hand side, so it's backwards. I can't look to where the arrow is pointing to. Test a point is negative 10 less than 0. It is, and so my line has to go towards 0. For the next one, x is less than or equal to 16. I'm going to use a closed circle since it's or equal to. And then this one goes to the left. Again, I could test a point if I wanted. 0 is less than or equal to 16. That's true, so I would move towards 16, or towards 0. For these word problems, they're going to be set up similarly to the way we did it last chapter. I'm going to look for the word for each. That's going to tell me, it's kind of like per, that's $1.50 per ride. So that's going to tell me that's my slope. So on one side of my equation, I'm going to have how much money I have. On the other side, I'm going to have how much money I spend. You should always have more than you spend, or you could have equal to what you spend. So I have $30, and then when I spend, again, for each is going to tell me that 150 is my slope, so 150 times x, and then the $10 is like my y-intercept. Since my y-intercept is my starting place. So I pay $10, I don't have to pay that again. And then I pay $150 for each ride, and then solve the thing. Minus 10, minus 10. 20 is greater than or equal to $1.50, x. Divide by 150. Divide by 150. And you get 13 1/3 is greater than or equal to x. I can't ride a third of a ride. And I can't ride 14 rides because I wouldn't have enough money. So with these, since I have a limit on how much money I can spend, I have to round it down. So 13 is greater than or equal to x, 13 rides.